think I will buy this new pair of shoes. Looks so interesting. Let me see how much I have. Where? Where's all my money? Hello? Hello? Everything's fine. Can you please help me? I need help. I have no money. Yeah, nothing left. Just a few coins. They don't even sum up to €2. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, Harley A and Harley B. I was heartbroken by the situation that you saw at the beginning of the video with Harley B, looking into her wallet and seeing that there was only a few coins for her to get by throughout the whole month. Are you going through the same? Really? I will tell you something. Don't get so overexcited, okay? Don't get so overexcited. But today, as Harley B asked, I will be helping you to control your finances through budgeting. I know it sounds scary. It sounds like I'm not a business, so I shouldn't be budgeting, but you're very much wrong. You're very much mistaken. Everyone, every normal human being should at least once a year prepare their budgeting for the next year. Yes, and that's how you think about yourself, you pay yourself, you think about your future, and you live the best life you can live. Believe me, I'm going through it. I'm doing that, and that's working perfectly for me. So let's get into today's video, shall we? Really, forget about everything you've ever learned about budgeting, any difficult formula or anything. Today, I will give you everything you need. It's actually only one spreadsheet and your brain, so that you're going to be able to fill out all the information that we need and your budget will be ready for you. You actually don't need to put too much effort into it, but what I do need from you is that you know how much you earn and how much you spend. But I hope you already know that and you have calculated everything based on the 70-30 money rule that I have taught you in this video here. Okay, so let's get started. Tip number 1, split your income, your monthly income, based on the 70-30 rule. Okay, this will be very, very important. And for you to keep control of your finances, pay yourself first, keep your life in the level where it should be, you must follow that rule, 70-30. Tip number 2, if you don't have yet, please listen to me. Create a spare bank account. I don't know if you have the possibility to open spare intermediate accounts into your main account. If you do so, you can also do that, or open vaults or spaces into your bank account. Okay, why is that? With that new bank account you just created, you're going to be setting up automatic payments. So every month you get paid, 30% of that will be transferred directly to that new bank account you created. So when you look at your bank statement, actually you see that the money you received is already reduced by 30%, and that 30% you will not touch. You will not touch at all. Third tip, I forgot. Tip number 3, if you have any side hustle or bonuses that you know you're going to receive throughout the year, you're going to completely ignore that money. Exactly, you heard me right. You are not going to include that money into your monthly income, okay? Anything that you have extra, you're gonna keep aside. And what you're gonna do with it, you are gonna, again, apply the 70-30 rule, and 30% of that will go directly towards your investings, and the other 70%, what I normally do, and it has been working for me, is I mostly tend to use that money up to a certain level for my holidays. So I don't have that impact directly into my main source of income. For example, here in Austria, where I work, I have bonus, 13th and 14th salary. And with that, I calculate, of course, the 30% that I will be absolutely transferring into my investment account, and the remaining of that, what I do, I tend to use for my holidays. But I do have a threshold, and when I hit that threshold, I say, look, you already got to the threshold, the remaining will also go towards my investing. So my life is purely based on my monthly income. No extra income will come in my budget. Well, it will come, but not as an additional monthly salary, which will then increase as well my expenses, will allow me to increase my expenses. You will understand that when I show you my Excel spreadsheet, so stay tuned. Tip number 4. Prepare a detailed breakdown of your essential expenditure. Yes, exactly. Detail everything, absolutely everything you incur on a monthly basis. Again, let's recap some of the basic type of expenses that every human being has. So rent, electricity, heating, groceries, insurance, transportation, internet, medical insurance, medication, and so on and so forth. There are thousands of those. But of course, your budget must reflect your essentials, not mine, not your neighbors, not your brothers, not your sisters, yours. Tip number 5. That is the easiest one, and everyone, like, unfortunately, a lot of people skip that. And when you skip that one, things tend to go wrong. Yes. If you were thinking, tip number 5 was subscribing to this YouTube channel, you got it right. Tip number 6. We kind of already discussed a little bit about that, but I will reinforce it once more. For every extra income you receive, extra income, anything that comes to your bank account which is not directly related to your monthly income. And I also include bonuses, 13th, 14th salary, whatever side hustles that you have and you're already profiting from, it doesn't matter. From that, 30% minimum, very minimum, must go towards your investings, okay? Minimum. But if you can get at least 32%, it would be even better. Tip number 7. If you're planning on going on holidays, then you must do a thorough research before guessing how much that holidays will cost you. If you really want to have the best holidays you can have, you have to, like, it's an obligation to budget, to quote how much that will cost you, because we have that illusion, I wanted to go to Rome, for example, and then you think it will cost me 500 euro, 5 days. Then when you get there, you see that it wasn't that. It will probably cost you 1,000, like doubled. So don't do that to yourself. Really, budget your holidays. I think apart from budgeting for the whole year, budgeting for your holidays is something that a lot of people tend to skip. And I believe that the majority of the population in the world love traveling. And if you're like me, you also love traveling. If you're traveling on a budget, medium term, or luxury travel, regardless, budget it. Really, you will never regret, and you will not be short on money towards the end of your trip. It already happened to me, really. I misbudgeted, or let me put it this way, I didn't budget at all.
And then I was almost
like begging for money on the street because I didn't have money towards the end of my trip. So always, always, always budget for your holidays. Now let's get into the Excel spreadsheet and you will have more clarity of what I'm talking about. So guys, tip number 8 is the easiest of all. Starting putting in the numbers. So as you can see here on your main screen, I already have our budget prepared. I have this opening balance here. In this example, we had 15,000 euro in our bank account at the year end on the 31st of December 2021. The annual salary of that person is 24,000 euro or 2,000 per month. And I have here as well the 70-30 rule breakdown. So you can see the investments always first line because it's the most important expense bill you have. Pay yourself first, never forget it. And then we have 50% here of our essentials, 5% for education, 5% more for donation, and the pleasure, 10%. You can do whatever you want, and it's no one else's problems, only yours, okay? Then when we go down a little bit, we have the split of the investment, okay? We are saying that 30% of our 2,000 monthly income will go towards investing, but it will also be further broken down into long-term, medium-term, and short-term. So what I'm saying is 400 euro long-term, 100 euro medium-term, and short-term also 100 euro, okay? Going down a little bit, what do we have here? We have a breakdown of the expenses. So yes, although I know the overall of my expenses based on the 70-30 rule, I also need to make sure that my detailed expenses match to how much I should be using, I'm allowed to spend on a monthly basis. So here we have like visa for foreign people like myself, rent, heating, electricity, internet, streaming, insurance, groceries, pet food, transportation, and private internet. Yes. And of course, there might be some categories that you are saying, but Harley, you didn't put, I don't know, for example, health insurance. No, because here in Austria, for example, health insurance is automatically deducted from my salary. So yes, every month, 800 euro is deducted from my monthly payment for health insurance. Yes, so that's why I don't have that here. And of course, you are gonna adjust it according to your needs. If there is some expense here that you don't incur, so simply change the name, adapt it for your needs. Okay, that's it. Going down a little bit more, we have used the example, the extra bonus. Remember that I spoke about a little bit in point number 3 and number 6. When we have extra income, I don't add it at the beginning here, but I will have it broken down into a different part on my budgeting spreadsheet. So here I'm saying that in this example, 2,400 euro will be the bonus for the year, okay? And this will be split into 42% for investments and 58% holidays. But Harley, you said 30%. Yes, 30% minimum. But in this example here, we are saying that the holidays will not cost more than 1,400 euro. So if it will only cost 1,400 euro, everything else that's left goes toward investing. Okay? And then for that investing, we also have the same breakdown. Long term, short term, and medium term. Okay? And going down a little bit, what we discussed in point number 7, the budget for the holidays. Okay, guys, here everything is fictitious numbers. And yes, we are not talking about accurate numbers, but I would say based on my expenses from 2 years ago, this is a very realistic budget. So you're going on holidays to Greece and Spain. So 2 holidays in the year, 10 days in Greece and 5 days in Spain. And this is the cost that you're going to incur for each one of those holidays. Okay. Now, everything that we have broken down here, is already applied in the budget sheet. So now we are going to go through the budget sheet a little bit so you will understand what every single line represents here on this budget. Okay, so first one we have here the equity, which is what is the equity is the first 15,000 opening balance that we have included here. Okay, so once you change the number here, it will also change here automatically. Great. Then the first session, income. Here we are going to break down every different sort of income that we have. So we have salary, bonuses, extra activities, and other income. So if you have more, just add more to this Excel spreadsheet, and everything should be fine. Okay. Second category, or first category of expenses, investment. Exactly. Everything you are investing should be included into this column, and it will be broken down, of course, into long, short, and medium term. Okay, so remember what we have calculated. For the salary, it's 600 euro, and then for the bonus, it will be 1,000 euro. Exactly. So we have everything here, how much you're gonna get in the first month and the second until December. And then our second expense category is my essentials. And here, as I mentioned, guys, you are gonna adapt this Excel to your needs. You're gonna have whatever expenses you incur on a monthly basis, and that's it. Okay. Going down a little bit, our third category is education. Here for education, I put education itself, but what I mean by that is like a language course or whatever, education. Apart from that, you have books. I'm the type of person, I'm always buying books, so I will have any books that I purchase discounted towards my education, okay? And others. Maybe you incurred in, I don't know, a notebook, pencil, paper, a paper and pen, and then you will put towards into that category. Okay, that's no problem. It's completely up to you. Then we have the donation category. Here I do that. I'm always helping, as I mentioned in the 70-30 rule, a shelter, an animal shelter that protects cats. I love cats. And yes, I donate some part of my money towards that, and Harley B will start doing that as well. Okay, and here of course you can adjust it or you can ignore it, but really the more you help, the more you get in return. So don't be afraid of donating a small percentage of your salary towards an association or someone who really needs it. It will make a huge difference, not in your life, but in that person's or in that animal's lives. So really, don't ignore that 100%. Okay, so the next category here, here is very optional because this is basically the 10% pleasure money that you have, we discussed, but I like breaking it down every time. I like taking control, taking notes of everything, like how I'm spending my money, as to make sure I'm not spending with although I'm free to do whatever I want with that 10%, I don't want to waste my money. I still want to make good use of it. So that's why I put some different categories. But if you don't want to, you can simply put everything into pleasure. It's completely up to you. And then here, our last category relates to holidays. Yes, you may say, but Harley, I'm not traveling in February. I'm only traveling in June and November. Let it be. That's okay. You can adjust it, but if you don't take it from that month when you are getting the bonus, there would be some small timing issue on your budgeting, because in February your balance wouldn't match because you would have over budgeted and not consumed everything, whereas in let's say June and November, your balance would be negative because you consumed more than you have in that month. Okay, at the end everything would match, but I don't like seeing that on my budget. Then I prefer to take the money in the month it occurs. So for me, it's much better to control. I don't like this timing differences issue on my budget, but this is me. Adjust it as you prefer. Okay, then the last part here, the second last part actually, is our actuals. And why we have an actuals? Because not necessarily our budget will happen the way we budgeted, the way we have predicted. So I have this spreadsheet here. It's basically a mirror of my budget, but a clean one. Okay, and for that to be filled out, we have the detailed expenses. And every time you incur an expense, we have all the 12 months. So we have all the 12 months here. And then every time you incur an expense, what you need to do is basically take note of that. For example, rent. Let's say we pay the rent today 500 euro. And you also got your salary, 2000, right? It will be filled automatically. Exactly. And then here in the corner, you see there is a small reconciliation. What is that? This is basically, I'm saying, look, you remember that 15,000 that I told you I have as an opening balance? This is what I have here. But in my control, now it's saying that I have 16,500. Why? Because I got my salary and I paid my rent. So I got 2,000 minus 500, 1,500 more. And this 1,500 probably, let's say, came in bank one. So we need to add those 1,500. That's it. I like keeping this reconciliation. So if there is any difference in my budget, I will be able to catch it in time and of course adjust it accordingly. But if you don't want to do it, you can simply leave it aside. And yes guys, that's basically it. The budget Excel sheet is complete and ready for you to use. All you need to do is basically to fill out and adapt the numbers here to your reality. Once you do that, the budget will be calculated automatically. And what you really need to do on a weekly, fortnightly or monthly basis, I would recommend on a weekly basis, is to make sure to keep track of all your expenses. Basically is journaling everything you spend on a daily basis. Remember my first video when I talk about writing down your expenses? If you are doing that on a piece of paper, that's okay. But if you have a laptop and you want to advance a little bit more, then transcribe everything into this Excel because it will be the best thing you've ever done in your entire life. So to everyone, guys, I hope this have helped you a lot or at least a little bit. And if you need any help in preparing your budget, please write down in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. See you next time. Bye bye.